Hey guys, this I've restarted this video so many times because it's just so hard for me to talk. I've just been speechless. I've been absolutely speechless about this event that happened and how connected it is to the Bible. The Bible's real, guys. The Bible is real, and it's not real just because like there is way to prove that the Bible is real. And I know that that probably ruffles some feathers on both sides of the spectrum, because there's going to be people who just really don't think the Bible is real, and they think it's a joke. But then even on the people on the religious side, they would not want to admit that these types of events can prove that the Bible is real. They just only want it to be real, just because of what the churches teach. And the churches don't teach this, but I'm sorry to say that this does prove that the Bible is real in a way that like you would not be able to find at your church. So yeah, let's just get into it. So this earthquake happened during my live stream yesterday with Ball Don't Lie, and Casey Jones and Decoding with Cody stopped by too, but I think it happened before they jumped on. But it was a 4.1 earthquake. It hit it says it strikes near Corona, slightly strikes Southern California, and I think you guys can already see the undertones with Kobe from this earthquake. 4.1. You guys know he died at age 41. His last game, he left the court with 4.1 seconds left, and he shot his last point was over number 41 of the Utah Jazz. He was buried in Corona Del Mar. There's already like some solid connections there. So this is going to connect to Revelation 6:12 about the great earthquake. Remember the 6:12 right here. So yesterday was very tied to Kobe. Well, at least the numbers that he wore, 24 and 8, because yesterday was the 248th birthday of the Illuminati. And they were founded on 5-1, and the 5-1, that's going to be a huge part of this too. But this has everything to do with Pluto. Pluto, the planet, it takes 248 Earth years to revolve around the sun one time. So we're in the 248th year since the founding of the United States. So it's the Pluto return since then. And as you can see here, it says Pluto takes 6.5 Earth days, nights to rotate. So one day on Pluto is about 6.5 days, nights on Earth. So you kind of see, so it's like 612 again. 612, the 612th prime number is 4,513, like 4, 5, 13, April 5th, 2013. When you go from 4, 5, 13 to the Corona earthquake, it's 11 years, 0 months, and 27 days. Like 11,027, which is the 1,337th prime number. And you look at the 13 and 37. 13 is the 6th prime number, and 37 is the 12th prime number. 612. So that's that's just already crazy. That's already crazy from 4, 5, 13 to the Corona earthquake. And this connects to Kobe even further with his death, because the day of his death was a span of 41 years and 157 days. Or maybe not a span, but 41 years, 157 days after his birth. And not only does Kobe Bryant equal 41 and 157, but 41 is the 13th prime and 157 is the 37th prime. Like 1337. Like the 1337th prime number is 11,027. Like how from 4513 to the Corona earthquake is 11 years, 0 months, and 27 days. And 13 is a 6 prime number and 37 is a 12 prime number. Like that is absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane. Like I could stop the video right here. And yesterday was also Gianna Bryant's birthday. I don't know if I wrote that anywhere, but yesterday was Gianna Bryant's birthday, who died on this same day as Kobe. And when you convert the 13 and 37 into this date 1337, from the Corona earthquake to 1337 January 3rd 2037, it's 4,631 days, and that in base 10 4631 converts to 1127 in base 8. Again, 11,027 is the 1337th prime number, and 13 and 37 are the 6 and 12 prime numbers. Like that's, you look at that for a second, it's just, this here just proves that the Bible is real. Just this, or those few slides I just showed. And like, it's just so hard, just because I want everyone to know. I just want everyone to know. And it's hard just because like, it's hard for me to not think about how crazy all this is. You know, I've been thinking about it all day, and yeah, it wears me down. It stresses me out just because I know that like I consider this as a huge secret, and I'm trying to make it not a secret, but it just seems like the world wants to keep it a secret from itself. And it's just, you know, most truthers don't even know, like a lot of truthers don't really attribute the Bible to what's really going on, but it all has to do with the Bible. Again, Revelation 6:12 about the great earthquake. So this is a prerequisite for the next few slides. Keep in mind that this is the 108th verse of Revelation, and the 108th prime number is 593. And Revelation 6:12, it actually equals 593, the whole verse in reduction, and that is when you add this phrase Revelation 6:12 to the beginning. So the 593 Revelation 6:12 is tied to it in two ways, so it's totally relevant. But another prerequisite for I guess the punchline for this next piece is the study of earthquakes began in the year 585 BC, the earliest date, from the writings of the Talls of Miletus, 585. So this is a code that I've shown in some of my other earthquake videos, and so I'm just reviewing it, but it's absolutely a huge indicator of, I guess, like what I'm trying to portray here with the Bible and these events. So again, Revelation 6:12 equals 593, and the study of earthquakes began in 585 BC. So when you take the prime numbers of these three main numbers and you add them, it equals 13,113, 13113, and you just convert that into the date 13113, January 31st, 2013. So from 13113 to the Corona earthquake. It's 11 years, 92 days. I believe this is a span. 11 years, 92 days. From this extremely coded earthquake number. And 1192, Revelation 6:12 also equals 1192 in ordinal. That's without the verse, or this is the whole verse, but without the phrase. Like how this has the phrase, without the phrase, it equals 1192 in ordinal. So it's 11 years, 92 days from this date, which represents this whole thing. That's extremely coded right there. That's extremely coded. And the same span is 587 weeks. So it's exactly 587 weeks. So what's interesting about the 587, that's the 107th prime number. Earthquake equals 107. And something I just found out recently, I just, put this together. I guess it was kind of under my nose for a while, but yeah, I just kind of figured it out that, Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135. It's a huge number for him. And when 107 is the 28th prime number, 107 plus 28 equals 135. So again, Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135. So the 135 is huge right now, especially because you guys know Kobe, Japan. Kobe, Japan. Spelled just like Kobe Bryant. I believe there's sources that say that he was named after Kobe, Japan. I don't have that here. But anyways, Kobe, Japan, it was founded on 4/1, April 1st, 4/1, just like the 4.1 Corona earthquake. And it turned 135 years old this year on 4/1. So, obviously, but it turned 135 years old this year. So we're in the 135th year since the founding of Kobe, Japan. And again, Kobe Bean Bryant equals 135. And when you go from, I skipped the part. So again, remember the earthquake 107, the 107th prime is 587. The 587th prime is 4273. When you convert that into this date, 4273, to Kobe Japan's 135th birthday is exactly 612 months. Exactly 612 months, just like Revelation 6:12 about the great earthquake. Great earthquake, Revelation 6:12. Like, this thing is just so tied to Kobe, and it's just not a joke. It's just so hard to I just can't stress how important this is. So 4,000 or 612 prime number is 4513, and when you add 4513 plus 612, it equals 5125, 5125. So what's interesting about Kobe, Japan is that from the founding date to 5125, next year, a year from yesterday's date, it's 49,703 days. 4973 is the 666th prime number. So just insane. So what I found, which is really interesting about 135, is that when you add its mirror to itself, it equals 666. So how perfectly does that line up? With Kobe, Japan being 49703 days, its founding from 5125, where 5125 is 612 plus its prime number 4513, and 612 about Revelation 612 about the great earthquake, 4973 666 prime. Just, it's hard. I don't even know what to say. $5125 again, but of this year, of the year that I'm pointing at here, to the Corona earthquake is 1188 months exactly. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 1188. I just can't believe it. I wish the world could. I wish everyone could know about this. It has nothing to do with it being my work. It's just I just wish the world could know the truth. That's it. May 1st is the 122nd day of the year this year. 122, the prime factorization is 2 times 61. So that's interesting because the 51st square is 2601, 261. Like 51, like 51. So there's like a circular riddle with this date this year, because it's not usually the 122nd day of the year. And the 122nd prime number is 673. Great earthquake equals 673 in Latin. Keep in mind with the 261, Kobe, he died on 26/1. That's how most of the world would write that date. 26th of January. One second. So yeah, and then remember, Gianna, his daughter, was born on 5/1. This whole circular is just a huge circular thing. Like, this whole thing is crazy. And like I said, it's May 1st is not usually the 122nd day of the year, just on a leap year. So this, for all this stuff to be lining up how it is this year, like on this day of this year, it's like the 248th birthday of the Illuminati, same day. Like, this whole thing is as you guys, okay, so 2 times 61, 2 is the first prime and 61 is the 18th prime, like 118, and I talked about that in some 2 videos back. 118, Hades equals 118, and remember, Hades is the equivalent of Pluto. Pluto is Roman, Hades is Greek. And remember, Pluto takes 248 years to revolve around the sun one time, and same day, 248th birthday of the Illuminati. So it's just unbelievable stuff. And like, all it was just like, these alignments are crazy, but it just took one little earthquake to put it all together. Just one 4.1 earthquake. 261, the prime factorization is 3 times 3 times 29. and that's the second and 10th prime numbers, 2, 2, 10. So Revelation 6:12 also equals 2, 2, 10 in reverse without the phrase in the front. Just so coded. So it just says more about this, that it landed on the 122nd day of the year. And I didn't write it, but that was the January 22nd was the day that Kobe scored his 81 points, his highest scoring game. So and we look at 1:22 a.m. on the clock, it's 1.36 hours into the day. And looking back to the 2, 2, 10, the prime factorization is 2 times 5 times 13 times 17. That's the first, the third, the sixth, and the seventh prime numbers. 1, 3, 6, 7. 1, 3, 6, 7. And again, 2, 2, 10 is the reverse value of Revelation 6:12 about the great earthquake. Now we're going to be looking at the Pluto return, the mainstream Pluto return, which is recorded as 22222, sorry, 22222, February 22nd, 2022. So from that date to the Corona earthquake, 2 years, 2 months, 10 days. 2, 2, 10. 2, 2, 10. Revelation 6:12. I just can't put it into words how crazy this is, and it's having a big impact on me. Like as I'm rereading it, it's hard for me to believe it. So I don't blame other people for not believing it, because I don't even. It's hard for me to believe it too, even though I'm the one who's like, I guess breaking all this down. So again, 2, 2, 10. The second prime is 3. I'll just show you here. Or maybe it's here. Yeah. So the prime factorization of 261 is 3 times 3 times 29. And again, with the 2, 2, 10, second prime is 3, second prime is 3, 10th prime is 29. So 3, 3, 2, 9. Converting it into this date here. When you go from the Corona earthquake to 3329 in a few years from now, it's 1,767 days, and that connects to Kobe because from his birth to his death he was 15131 days on the day of his death, and that is the 1,767th prime number. Like, ugh. I'm just gonna keep going. Sorry guys, it's hard, but I'm just gonna push through. So what was so interesting about yesterday's date was that it also left 244 days left in the year. So I don't think there's any other days that you could do this with, but so it was the 122nd day leaving 244, but 122 plus 122 equals 244. So only on leap years, and I don't know if there's any other dates that do that same thing. But the 244 that connects to Pluto, because of plutonium 244 as an isotope in nuclear, and yeah, man, just so this 5-1 stuff it's so insane, because 2 days ago I was on Decoding with Cody on his live stream, and we were talking all about Pluto, and it had to do with the death of Kobe, Kobe, Naganu, and how that was completely tied to Pluto as well. And then his part of the presentation had to do with May 1st and the 5-1 and 1-5. And you should just go back and watch it, like, because he was basically showing how Mary is tied to Pluto. And he was totally right. But I mean, it's crazy because we were talking about all that 2 days before, and now, like, we didn't even know that all this stuff was lining up with 5-1 like this. But it's, I mean, just shows we're just on the right track, you know. But I wouldn't have caught any of this if it wasn't for that earthquake. I wouldn't have. The stuff that I'm showing you today. So even when you look at, because they said that it was in Corona, so he was buried in Corona del Mar, but Corona, this is a different city. It's not too much farther away, maybe less than an hour. But as you can see here, the 91 freeway, and this is actually, I'm not gonna say anything. This is the 91 freeway right here that passes right through Corona, and this is where the, I guess, the center of the earthquake was. So when you look at 91, it's the 6th square pyramidal and the 13th triangular number, and that connects to Kobe because the 6th prime number is 13, the 13th prime number is 41, and Kobe and Gianna were 13 and 41 years old, or Gianna was 13, Kobe was 41 when they crashed. 13 and 41. 91 freeway going through Corona. And I'm just bringing this up now because Casey Jones, he texted me and he let me know that today on 5-2 is I'll just read it. He says that Pluto went into retrograde Pluto went into retrograde today on 5-2, and yesterday it squared Venus. And that's interesting because Kobe has so many ties to Venus, but I'm just gonna stick to all the Pluto stuff because there's just like so much. But we'll definitely have to talk about Kobe and Venus another time too. But I'm gonna end this with just my synchronicity to which makes it even harder for me to articulate this and to understand and to accept and to relax about all this. But like I showed you guys here, go back, it's all the way back. So Kobe Bryant equals 41 and 157, and that's the 13th and 37th prime numbers, and 13 and 37 are the 6 and 12th prime numbers. So 41157. So when you look at that just as a number, as one big number, 41157, the prime factorization is 3 times 3 times 17 times 269, and that is the 2nd, the 7th, and the 57th prime numbers, 22757. And you convert that into this date here, 22757, February 27th, 1957, to my birth. This is my birth. It's exactly a span of 12641 days, and Kobe died on 126 age 41. He died on 126 at age 41. And this number is the 1510th prime number. And when you convert that into this date, 1510, January 5th, 2010, my birth to January 5th, 2010 is 6,666 days. So I wish there was more I could do about all this. Like, I've obviously been put here and given this information for a reason, and there's just not much more I can say. I think all I could do is put out the information, especially those last two slides. Like, that's what I mean. I have so much more to share about that, about more synchronicities that I have with Kobe. I don't know why. But I want to find out. I'm sorry. Like, I really want to find out why. And I don't know. It's just, I wish this didn't have to be just a hobby or something, you know. I just feel like this is so important, and I even had a crazy synchronicity with Cody with yesterday, and I didn't even share it, and it's just as insane. It's so insane. And yeah, I didn't even get to share that. There's just so much, and it's, yeah, it just makes me choke up. I don't know. This has to be leading to something, you know. Like, there's got, like, I know there's a reason why I have so many shortcomings, you know. I know I'm not good at most things. I'm not good at most things that I should be good at, like communicating with people and getting things done, like things I should be getting done, and maintaining good relationships with people and responding back and everything. It's just, I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard just because I just don't know, like, if I don't know what I don't know what I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna end it here.